Greetings, my great viewer. I'm so happy that you've been able to join us today. And guess what? As we have been discussing today, we are going to discuss on emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, and you'll be guided by Millicent Kabugi. Welcome to Abundance First Lane. And this is where you learn and you get to appreciate that abundance is a natural state for you, that you live it and you claim it. Millicent has joined us today to take us through emotional intelligence. And for those who might not know, Millicent is a counselor, a trainer, a writer, a mother, and a good wife. And more so, her area of specialization is on marital and this relationship counseling. And guess what? She has had 10 years experience in the field. So I didn't know any other person who can give us the lessons than this person who been able to have 10 years experience. So sit through with me as we get to learn emotional intelligence. In our language, tunasemanga ni ma feelings, that we get to know how to deal with these feelings and how to deal with it to our own advantage and for the advantage or to make better use of it. Welcome, Millicent. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha, for inviting me to this platform. And I'm quite excited to be part and parcel of Abundance First Lane. I believe I'm also on the first lane to abundance as we join hands to educate each other, because money also to some extent also involves our emotions. So It's quite important for us to be able to be emotionally intelligent, to know how to control our emotions or harness our emotions to be able to serve us better and other people. So today I'll just be taking you briefly through emotional intelligence. I've prepared some slides that we'll be going through. Our listeners will be able maybe to ask later on, maybe in the next podcast, we can be able to answer some questions.
Thank you.
So we'll start by defining what is emotional intelligence. And this is the ability to recognize and understand our emotions and the emotions of other people. And this means being aware of the emotions that we have and how do we manage ourselves, the emotions that we have, how do we utilize them to be able to manage ourselves and the relationships with other people. So this calls for awareness of ourselves, our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, because the way whatever we choose to do with these emotions and the way we respond to them will determine the course or the success or failure of our relationships, the success or failure of our social interactions with people, our success or failure even in the marketplace. So it's quite critical for us to understand how our emotions affect us. And that will mean learning also how to enhance the way we interact with our emotions and then we share them with other people. So there are 4 domains to emotional intelligence, or the 4 areas that touch on emotional intelligence. And one will touch on the self, on the person, the individual, the I or the you part of you. And then we have the how do we also interact with other people? How are we socially aware? So we are trying to look at the personal competence and social competence. And if you are aware of yourself and the people around you, then you're able to manage yourself better and the relationships around you better, or the world around you better. So it's critical for us to learn how to be self-aware, because that is the first component of emotional intelligence. Once we are self-aware, then we are better able to self-manage, to manage ourselves by managing our emotions, which in turn affects the way we become aware of our social environment and the people around us, the environment around us, how we interact with others, their emotions and how they affect us and how we respond to them. So when we are socially aware, because we have become self-aware and we are managing ourselves appropriately, then we are better able to manage our relationships very well. So those are the main 4 domains of emotional intelligence. So let's start with self-awareness. A man called Thomas Kyle once said that the greatest of faults is to be conscious of none. When you're not able to consciously be aware that you have, shortcomings as an individual, then there is a problem. And so that means that we ought to strive for what we call self-awareness in counseling or in psychological circles. And this is the ability to accurately perceive our own emotions. Can you be able to accurately perceive your own emotions? Are you able to stay aware of your emotions as they happen, minute by minute? Even as we're speaking right now, as you're listening to me, are you able to accurately be aware of your emotions? What is going through your mind right now? How do you feel about this whole process? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling angry? That is now being able to accurately perceive your own emotions because you can actually even name them. All right. Are you feeling happy? That is accurate perception of your own emotions. And can you be able to stay aware of your emotions as they happen moment by moment? And then be able to keep on top of how you tend to respond to specific situations and people. As you are aware of your emotions as they happen moment by moment, as you're interacting with people, with yourself, with your environment, then are you able to keep, or are you able to respond appropriately to the emotions or to the environment around you appropriately, or to the emotions of other people appropriately? So that is what we call self-awareness, the ability to accurately perceive your own emotions and to stay aware moment by moment of your emotions as they happen. All right. So once we become self-aware, when I can be able to accurately perceive my own emotions, like maybe right now I'm excited or I'm apprehensive, then I can be able to better manage myself. I can be able to better manage myself. All right. So the most important thing is to improve our self-awareness, because I realize that most people are never really aware of themselves. We've been brought up in a society where we are encouraged to block our emotions. We are not supposed to, it's looked down upon when you express your emotions. Maybe they're very raw emotions, you're not allowed to show them in public, So it's important for you to know who you are. And that means knowing what you're thinking and you're feeling. And then you ought to watch your emotions like a hawk, because our emotions determine that we react and interact with other people and how we respond to situations. So if you can be able to track and backtrack your emotions in difficult conversations or a meeting, you can be able to learn your tendencies in emotionally arousing situations. Probably you're in a meeting or you're having a conversation and it's not a very pleasant conversation. Are you able to track your thoughts? Are you able to track your emotions as they happen at that moment? Are you able to control those emotions? Take charge of them, or rein in the emotions so that you don't end up reacting more negatively, to that situation because your emotions have been aroused in a negative way. So it's critical for us to be able to track our emotions moment by moment. It's like looking at yourself, it's as if you're outside of yourself, looking at yourself, conversing with somebody in a difficult situation. How would you advise yourself to react in this situation? That is what I'm talking about. So it's also important for us as a means of improving our self-awareness, to use paired sharing. And this could be engaging a friend, a peer, or a supervisor, where they're able to give you honest feedback about the way you respond emotionally to situations. So you can also, it's important for you also to take personal responsibility for what you say and do. And this would help you to control your emotions and the way you react to events. All right. So for example, I would want to use this example here of money, because we are learning about money and how to be better managers of our finances, how to be successful. And money can be a very emotional topic, as I said earlier. So assuming you're in a situation where somebody owes you money, a lot of money, and then they're not able to give you back the money as you had hoped for, then how you respond to that situation will determine whether you are emotionally intelligent or not. So are you able in that moment become very fully aware of your emotions? Are you feeling angry, frustrated? And how are you responding to those feelings? And are you able to tell yourself, I'm taking full responsibility for what I say and do at this moment in time? When you do that, when you're able to harness your emotions in a very tricky situation, or in a very heated, in a moment where you feel, like you're going to lose control, then would say that you're becoming more self-aware and you are exercising emotional intelligence.
Wow, thank you so much, Millicent. I think my viewers would love to have this in short form, and I think we'll go to the next. We'll do another video on the same. And my viewers, feel free to comment on the chat box and on the comment section as we go to the next video. Thank you so much, Millicent.
Thank you.